I have so many thoughts about Adam. Like literally, I have so many thoughts about him. But yeah, I think that might be the case that he was like, and that might be why he actually fixated on Shauna so much because he was, I mean, he was really quite obsessed with her, you know, and the lengths he was willing to go and like showing up at her house. And, you know, even though he knew she was married, you know, he was really like I feel like he pursued it much more than Shauna did. And knowing her circumstances, that's just not normal behavior. So I feel like there was, you know, more to his reasoning.
Well, see, I still think we're gonna find out that he was that he was a Yellowjackets fanboy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And for two reasons. It would explain the obsession, first of all. Like, I think he may have discovered Shauna and like she was the one that he was, you know, the most captivated by.
Hmm.
Um, but in season 1, when Shauna is searching for her name online,
Hmm.
there is you see a Reddit post come up in like the search results,
Hmm.
and it says, "Are do you think any of the Yellowjackets are single?" Um, and but there's one other thing in this in the season 2 episode 1, when Shauna gets his driver's license and his bill clip out of her safe,
Hmm.
she finds the key to his studio, and it's painted blue and gold.
Yeah.
Um, which just seems really weird to me.
I guess I never put much thought into it. I just kind of assumed there was paint on it because he's an artist, but maybe there
Yeah,
is
that's true.
something more to it. Yeah.
Yeah, it just seemed too coincidental to me. And you could be right. It could just be, it could just be coincidental because
Hmm.
of him being an artist, but it just seemed a little too coincidental.
Yeah.
Um, but I also feel like there was also, I know they were trying to plant the idea of him being Javi in people's heads.
Hmm.
So that's likely the explanation behind the little animal carving that was in his apartment. But
Okay.
I mean, that's what I'm guessing, but I also feel like there's a possibility that he may have, I don't know, maybe maybe Shauna um brought it home with her or something and then just decided to put it on eBay or something, and he got a
Hmm.
hold of it, or
That would be
who
weird.
knows.
You know, I
Yeah.
noticed that um you know, his tattoo, which like I love this because the Adam is Javi theory is obviously, you know, really pop. That was the first, that was what kind of hooked me onto the show because that's what my first theory about it was. I was like, oh, Adam is Javi, you know.
Yeah.
And then I started looking deeper and realized, oh, okay, they, you know, debunked that one. But like but you know, once you kind of get to theory crafting, you really get hooked into a show. So anyways, but this episode they really like they they definitely toyed with that theory so much and then at the end they really made sure it was dead in the water, you know.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
just loved how much they, yeah, kind of toyed with it even more. But they did it with the drawings, Javi's
Mhm.
drawings, because they looked a
Yeah.
lot like the tattoo that was on Adam's back. And then, of
They
course,
did.
they made mention of the tattoo. They're like, oh, the cheese grater, you know? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think I actually I did. I forgot to add them. I I got some screenshots of some of his drawings.
Hmm.
Um, I'm just adding them in right now. I mean, they're pretty. It's interesting because they're very reminiscent of the symbol, but it's like the sun and mountains.
Hmm.
Um, so there's one of them. There's a bird,
Hmm.
and then there's like a triangle, and then the circle. Um, so that's interesting. It's a really cute picture of a bird.
Yeah, he's a great little artist. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure. And then we see like the two little Yeah, the two little lines going through it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you could almost argue like that the tail is the hook. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then we see another one that's kind of like it almost looks like it could be. This one is really interesting actually, because
Yeah.
it looks like just a triangle in the circle. But it looks like it could be, a mountain and the
And what
sun.
the dripping is like, it's like
Exactly.
blood. Yeah.
It's like dripping blood onto the wilderness.
Yeah, onto the wilderness. See,
And it
my
looks
whole,
like,
I
oh,
feel
I was
like
just going to say, like, the circle almost kind of looks like an eye there, too.
totally.
Yeah.
And the way that, okay, so I've always kind of thought that because somebody's pointed out in the comments of my video and of a couple other channels that they believed that the symbol was slightly different in different drawings or different carvings.
Okay.
And so my thought behind that was that, I've always thought it was a map. I mean, I think the symbol has multiple meanings, but
Yeah.
if it is a map, and it's on several different trees, right? So I feel like they're looking at one specific point, but if you're looking at it from a different spot, it's going to look slightly different.
Mm-hmm.
So, but with those drawings, what was really interesting, like that one with the triangle and the circle, the sun looks like it's more set behind the mountain. I mean, that's what I presume it is. Like it's further down. So, I just have like all these ideas that it's indicating like a certain date, when the sun is at that specific spot. I think even Nat says a line like that in episode 1, episode
While they were
201.
looking for Javi.
Mm-hmm. She's like,
Yeah.
when the sun hits that peak, meet me here or what have you. So I really think that that's, yeah, pretty specific. And maybe that's just his viewpoint from his little, hermit cave that he was in. That was his viewpoint. And that's what you know, what his angle was. So I don't know.
Yeah. I think there's one more, but I think that's just, oh, wait, no, there is a different one behind there. Is that a rabbit? I think that's,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
The one with the rabbit. So that one's also really interesting because of all the Jackie and Shauna rabbit
And
symbolism.
what's kind of cool about this is that the way one of the rabbit's ears is overlapping the
Totally.
triangle
Mm-hmm.
that kind of looks like one of the lines that intersects it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another triangle and circle behind that one.
Mm-hmm.
And that almost could, like the way it's lined up, the triangle could be intersecting the other triangle
Mm-hmm.
where it's lined up. So that's kind of, yeah.